the people that are around us are not going to be there forever. And for as much as we may hear that from other people or from other places, you don't really get to understand that, like truly how truly someone feels until you actually go through it, like when you lose a loved one. It's a very difficult situation, and part of the reason why I have this channel is also to document where I stand in life, how I evolve as a person. A couple of days ago, I was watching a video on a video that I made a long time ago, and it's set to private now because it was one of the original, one of the videos that I made in the early stages of when I was trying out YouTube and trying out different things. I was into fitness back then, or not. It's not that I was into fitness, but I was sharing fitness content back then, and I started thinking, wow, it's crazy how time goes by. It's been 3 years, approximately almost gonna be 4 years since I uploaded my first ever YouTube video. Little did you know, the engineering content that you guys see nowadays is being mainly shared for the last, I want to say, year and a half, year and a quarter or so.
What's going on, guys? In this video, it's going to be a little different because based on the content that I used to have, it used to be very fitness and mental health related, which I still practice in the background. But going forward, this channel is going to be more about engineering, and from my experience and the years that I went through school and the years that are being on the field working as an engineer, I truly believe that I have a lot of value to provide to those people, to the people coming behind me and the young prospect.
As I was mentioning in the early stages of this video, I wanted to share a special day today with you guys. And if you guys have been following my channel for a little bit, you guys know that, well, you should know by now that I make time for my relationships. I make time to spend time with my family, with my wife, her family, and so I make time to water those relationships per se, because one of the things that I've learned in life, and after listening to podcasts and reading books and watching YouTube videos, is that one of the, or not one of the, but the most important thing that makes you more satisfied with life, that makes your life fulfilling, is the relationships that you forge along the way, whether that is with your family, whether that is with your friends, or maybe I mean, those two main things, right? Your family and your friends. Those are the people that you have around you. Those are the people that spend tough times with you, the people that spend good times with you. Today, it's kind of crazy. I wanted to reflect a little bit on something that happened today with my life, and it's really crazy how the simplest things have the ability to bring you so much joy. It's nothing like I went to Vegas or I went to all these like crazy events. Literally the simplest of things. I went to lunch with my family. I went to lunch with, today at least, I went to lunch with my mom, my dad, so my parents, and my sister. Just all four of us. We were just there, sharing a meal, talking about life, talking about the past, talking about the present, talking about the future. We were just sharing some thoughts, sharing some laughers, making fun of each other, getting mad at each other. And that's just part of life, you guys don't imagine like how grateful I am for those little moments. And one of the reasons, after thinking about why I'm so grateful about that, for those moments, it's because I think when I was much younger, when I was, if you guys watch my video, before my life before college, which I'm going to post on the screen, one of the reasons why I cherish those moments so much now, it's because they were not very common when I was growing up. They were not things that we would do on weekends. Obviously, like, number one, we didn't have the means to go out every weekend or go to restaurants and just eat out without having to worry about the bill. It's going to be too expensive and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I've never done it, but my point here is that they were not as common as they are nowadays in my life, and also like with the family that I have now, and with my godparents who adopted me when my mom passed, and with my siblings now, my nephews, my nieces, and everyone. Every time I get a chance or an opportunity to spend time with everyone, regardless of what situation it is. It can be confirmation for Catholic Church, or communion for Catholic Church, or it can be or a birthday for anyone in the family. And those moments, I don't think they know either, like how much I really do appreciate those moments, because I didn't have such moments when I was growing up, you know. And so that's the perspective that I bring to the table, and when it comes to me really just cherishing those simple, like the simplest moments. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because a lot of the times those moments or those situations in our lives may be a little frequent, that a lot of times we take it for granted. We take it for granted. We take for granted the people that are around us. We take for granted maybe you are mad at your parents, or maybe you mad at your kids. And so I'm not saying that those situations are not going to happen, of course. I mean, all families go through ups and downs, right? But my point is that let's not take the people that we have around us for granted, like make time for them, because you never know when things are going to end. That's one of the, I guess you could say, it's not really a fear, but it's something that is deep down ingrained. And definitely I've been made aware of that twice already with my mom and my grandma, like how the people that are around us are not going to be there forever. And for as much as we may hear that from other people or from other places, you don't really get to understand that, like truly how truly someone feels until you actually go through it, like when you lose a loved one. It's a very difficult situation, and so that's one of the reasons why when I just sit around, the simplest things, you know, you don't have to have these, like all this luxury around you, like you don't have to go and rent out like this crazy Lamborghini, or maybe go on this like luxurious and extravagant vacation somewhere in space. It's like the simplest things that could bring us joy, and that bring me joy for sure, like having a lunch, a meal with my parents and my sister. And I feel the same way with every time I spend obviously like time with my wife and her family, and when my wife was just sharing a meal, or when I'm with the rest of my family as well, you know, when we meet at each other's families, and we're just like making fun of each other. Sometimes we get into like arguments and debates, and I mean, but that's just part of it. But at the end of the day, we know that deep down that we have each other. So that's what I think. That's been my experience, and I know that I want to say it's definitely special to feel that way. It's a special feeling. The feeling is special, for sure. So I wanted to share this with you guys. Number one, to document with my future self how I'm feeling right now and the joy that I have. Number two, to let you know that in order to have a good time or a memorable time with your loved ones, with your close family members or friends, like you don't have to go on these crazy extravagant vacations, and you don't have to really spend a ton of money. A lot of the times it's simply just break the routine, go somewhere else that you don't go usually, or something that you don't really do. Maybe it can be like a 2-hour road trip somewhere like across the state, or maybe you don't really go out and you always eat at home. So maybe like one weekend I go eat at a restaurant, you know, like, I mean, one time a month or one time every once in a while. Like it's not going to hurt. If anything, it's going to break the routine, and it's going to make the moment special. So if you maybe are feeling like, oh man, like the world is against me, or maybe you're going through a rough time, like pay attention to those little drops of positivity in your life, you know, because we all have them. I mean, despite of the things that we may be going through internally or externally, whether it is school, engineering school, maybe you had a bad grade, maybe you're having a bad semester, maybe you just went through a breakup, or say just despite of the things that we go through, you know, I think that there's always something positive to pay attention to. And again, I want to make it clear that I'm not someone that always focus on the positive, because, you know, like sometimes, yes, it sucks, and the only way to get through a negative situation is to just embrace how you're feeling and then learn from it and then move on, and just let time heal. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Don't think that you have to have this incredible vacations or spend so much money to have memorable times with the people that are around you, and don't take it for granted. So be grateful for the good things that are happening to you in life, and because it could always be worse, right? All right, guys, so that's all I wanted to share in this video. If you like this video, make sure to drop it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back on the next video. Peace.